Oh, it's gated?
What is it?
I don't know.
Let's go! Let's take a little tour of the water treatments.
Reclamation facility.
Of this, like what where does it all start? Like you can just like point out where it starts and then where it kind of ends.
This building here that you see to the north, that's the headworks. That's basically where the flow, the influent comes in, the raw wastewater. The structure up on top is the screenings and grit removal system. You know, that removes rags, rocks, sticks, and things of that nature. It comes through the screening. We remove that material from the wastewater, and basically it flows from the headworks down to what we call, you can't see it from here, but we have a primary effluent pumping station, which basically pushes the flow through the plant. From there it goes to the VNR basin, which is the biological nutrient removal process, and there's where basically the bugs in the wastewater do the work for us. You know, we have basically it's like we call it mixed slicker. It's basically like a sludge plot formulation, and basically the bugs in the wastewater, you know, do the heavy work for us. You know, we just have to make sure we have the right population of bugs to get the necessary treatment that we're looking for. Once it leaves the VNR basin, it goes to the secondary clarifiers, where, like I say, the solids separate from the water, and from there, the but the clarified water comes here to be filtered down through the rock media, and from there it goes to the chlorine contact basin for disinfection, to remove any pathogens in the wastewater. And from your chlorine contact basin, it goes to your effluent pump station.
All the way over there with the pink.
Yes. And from there it gets pumped out to the tram road, to the tram road reuse facility in the Southeast Farm.
Cool.
So basically the liquid that's separated in your secondary clarifiers come here, and all the solids that's removed from the clarifiers goes to your biosolids for digestion, and then to create the offspring.
That's an hingo over there with the wings spread on the left out there, called a water turkey. Also commonly called a snake bird, but a long neck that they have when swimming in the water like a snake in the water. That's the anhingo out there. Wild over out there a little bit further, we over there some great egress, the white bird we over in the bushes over there, which is called a great egress. But the one with the wings spread back there was the anhingo.
Oh wow. Didn't notice it. Oh yeah. Did we get it?
Alright, do you want me to ask questions?
Do you
Stuff like
mind?
that? No, I don't mind at all. This water, it circulates and goes all the way to Tallahassee and the nearby areas, correct or no?
Well, no, it doesn't. It sort of goes out toward the St. Mark's River, which goes toward the Appalachian Bay,
Okay.
which eventually ends up to the Gulf, which flows out toward Panacea and
Okay.
more toward Oclotney River.
Okay. All right, and can you explain a little bit about the aquifers here and everything? Like how, because they were talking about aquifers in the sign, and
Yeah.
my question is that how do the aquifers form here?
Formation goes back here to way back before the turn of the century, back to the early 1500s.
Okay.
Formed before then. And initially, you know, this, over the years, as the time passed, and more development back into the Ice Age.
Gotcha.
When Florida was just a little temperate peninsula.
Okay.
This was formed. There was all evidence of reptiles and all that within the cave system out here. And as time passed, it developed into a great big underground cavern spring. Which, now.
Why are the aquifers important?
But yeah, aquifers are a very important part of the survival of all wildlife, because we know the environment is all consists about 2/3 of water.
Right.
And the aquifer itself will supply a lot of oxygen and stuff to a lot of wildlife in the river, such as fish, and it's also have a whole lot of effect on the fishing industry here, which is a good thriving part of the actual work source here within the county parks.
What are you guys doing to sustain the wildlife here and kind of the ecosystem?
Well, the ecosystem itself is sort of self-made resource out here. We don't do anything to, you know, it's all like wildlife.
Okay.
The trees all feed us. I mean,
Right.
And
Right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
No, I mean, I just want to ask, like, where does the McCullough Spring water flow to?
To the Gulf of Mexico.
To the Gulf of Mexico.
Yes.
And then what does Tallahassee drink water out of? Like, where do we get our water?
I believe Tallahassee gets their water from the groundwater that comes through the water processing, where you add the chemicals, it's chlorinated, and so forth. But I believe it comes from the groundwater.
It comes from the groundwater. Okay.
I don't think we use surface water. I think it's all coming from the aquifer.
Okay.
We have a large, called the Florida aquifer, and you know, there's a water cycle where you use it. Of course, with the rain, it comes back down, it goes underground. We're using it faster than it can go through the cycle and clean itself up again, which is why we have to help it out by cleaning it ourselves, or reusing for other purposes. And so water is it's the same amount that we've always had. It's just in different places now. It's either underground, it's on the surface in lakes and rivers, or it's in the clouds.
Okay. Yeah, because it's part of the cycle.
Yeah,
Everything.
It's part of the cycle.
Yeah.
Do you guys do like a lot of stuff with water? I know it's like wildlife conservation stuff, but like.
Well, one of the things that we really do. This petitions these guys are getting signed for the Land and Water Legacy. You'll see his poster in the front of you.
Yeah.
We're trying to get enough petitions signed so we can have it on the 2014 ballot for having a portion of the documentary stamp monies go to the Florida Forever funding in order to purchase conservation lands.
Okay.
Now, if you have the appropriate old, as they were, wetlands, they help us with a recharge of water. They clean up the water before it sinks back down into the water table, into the aquifer.
Okay.
So if you have the right plants and all that take up the nutrients out of the water, then by the time the water gets back to the aquifer, it's clean. And so just having wetlands protected is a big issue for having your water recharge. And that's what this thing is. If you'll turn around. Can we see your poster, sir? This is a group of students who are doing research on water. And we're trying to get petitions signed to get this on the ballot, hoping that and we're pretty sure that the people of Florida, the citizens, do believe in our clean water and beaches and wildlife. And this is to get dedicated funding for the purchase of conservation lands so that we can have these recharge areas in our native wetlands and just beach areas where we're not building condos, so that that's a sort of a protection from storm surge.
Yeah.
And so forth. So that's what this is all about.
Interesting. Can you tell us more about what you're doing?
Yes.
What I'm doing is I'm collecting signatures on petitions for a constitutional amendment to restore funding for acquiring land to protect our water and land resources like beaches and forests and parks, like she was saying, coastal areas. And if we get 600,000+ votes, then people will have a chance to actually vote on it. But we have to collect over 600,000 signatures just so that people will have a right to vote on it. So if you have not signed yet,
I would love to sign for it. Actually,
I would love to have your signature.
Yeah.
All the wastewater that we treat here, we send it out to the Southeast Farm, where it's land applied. We have farmers. It's land applied. All of our reuse is land applied.
Okay, all right.
Basically meaning that we don't discharge through any surface water any time throughout the year. We send all of our effluent out to the farm, and there we have like 3,000 acres that they have like a 16 pivot system out there that we spread and have farmers out there that grow hay and soybeans and things of that nature.
But none of it ever gets into drinking water, is it?
No, sir. No, it's completely separated.
Gotcha. All right. How do you think this affects the environment?
How does it affect?
Yeah. Because if it's treated, there's chemicals in it, correct? And if it goes to the crops, does it damage it? Does it?
Well, we have wells set up for monitoring.
Okay.
So they're monitoring what's being applied.
Right.
A lot of it is, soaked in, through the once it filters down, through the sand there. So it does. With DP, we're basically permitted to reduce our nitrogen and our phosphorus levels are the major things that they look at.
Why is it bad if there's a high phosphorus or nitrogen level?
Well, because it can affect the receiving water. Like, for instance, basically nitrogen, a higher elevated nitrogen in the wastewater, it will cause, it basically creates an oxygen demand. Like if it was discharged to like surface waters or whatnot, it create an oxygen demand that could in turn create like an algae bloom or something like that. So, we're required to reduce it down to a certain level and to minimize the effects on the environment.
Yeah. The difference between conserving and preserving.
Conserving is to use your natural resources conservatively. Preserving is to take it out of use pretty much, so that it must be in the preservation area. So it's out of use. It's preservation. It's using conservatively. It's conservation. Does that make sense?
Interesting. How long has this plant been here?
Oh, wow. I want to say the early 60s, 50s, I want to say. I've only been here myself for 5 years. But this plant has gone through major upgrades in the past 3 years, where we've basically increased the level of treatment, to be in our biological nutrient remover. That's where we can remove more nitrogen in the wastewater and have a cleaner effluent, so it has less impacts on the environment.
Cool.
Yeah, it's this plant here is pretty state of the art. I started down in Sarasota, Florida, and moved here, and it's night and day as far as the technology and the equipment that we have at our disposal to do our job.
Oh yeah.
It's
so
really.
It's more updated here.
Yeah, it's Tallahassee shit. I'm very proud that they have a facility here of this stature.
Yeah, no, they have.
What I could, if I had a little cup or something, I could show you a sample of what, look down there.
So this is water straight from
this is actually, this is from the contact basin here. This is our reuse water. This is the same thing that's sent out.
Pretty clear.
Yeah.
but that's not safe for like actually drinking.
No,
Oh,
not
no,
I mean,
no.
that's like drinking like actual wastewater. Like,
But it meets, you know, it meets DEP requirements for land, you know, reuse for
Yeah.
like irrigation and things of that nature. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, so if you saw basically a sample of what the wastewater looked like coming in, it actually has a dark gray tint to it.
Yeah, that
And
makes
the
sense.
final, you know, the final product is this here, which is fairly clear. So we, like I say, we get a high level of treatment here at TPS, and say the reuse water has, you know, many benefits.
Yeah, what kind of benefits does reusing water have?
Well, it, you know, prevents us from basically using drinking water for hosing down equipment here, and also, you know, with having basically our reuse facility down at Tramp Road, it's the same thing. Instead of you know, the golf course using drinking water to fill up their holding ponds, they use our reuse water to do that. You know, so we're saving you know, millions of gallons a year, you know, in the process of doing that. So, you know, it gives us, you know, much more drinking water available.
Yeah, helps us conserve. Cool. This is very interesting. I didn't know any of this. I feel like we just did like, you know, like Mr. Rogers, like how he would do the thing where he like took you to like the little plant or whatever. I feel like we just did that. Cool.